Nobody was doing this before the women of the early 1900s. So here's the thing. The protests that you see in the streets, women started this, okay? So the late 1890s, the suffragist approach kind of changed. Rather than saying men and women are created equal, the new generation of activists started to say, women and men are different. We need the right to vote because we're actually different than you. I mean, this is kind of like when women's health, reproduction, the reproductive system starts to come in, birth control, pap smears, lip injections. Women are saying it's time. We don't have the same body as you. Okay. I don't have a little schmeagle hanging out of my pants. I have a gorgeous little beautiful V-shaped vagina. Here's the thing that happened though during this time. It was weird because women weren't that highly educated. You had some women who were actually opposing this idea because they believed that women were not capable of making informed political decisions. Some women groups didn't even want equal rights because it said that meant that their hard-won benefits of like mother's pension and laws that limited work hours would dissolve. So it's, but it came down to an education issue where women were thinking other women aren't qualified. So here's the thing. The protests that you see in the streets, women started this, okay? This all traces back to the women's suffrage movement. Nobody was doing this before the women of the early 1900s. You got Carrie Chapman Catt's Winning Plan, which focused first on state to state rather than pushing it for the Constitution. You had Alice Paul, no relation to Logan, who focused on radical militant tactics like hunger strikes, chaining themselves to buildings, and White House pickets of President Woodrow Wilson, which all my friends when we were teenagers used to call our penises, of Woodrow Wilson. Okay, so back then, this was unheard of. I mean, you had women outside the White House with signs that said, Mr. President, what will you do for women's suffrage and how long must women wait for liberty? Like actual signs. So, the only difference today is those women didn't have blue hair.